Good morning. We are in Exodus 7. Alrighty. And the Lord said unto Moses, See, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Okay, that's a big way to start this out. Okay. And I just want to say that in the last verse of chapter 6, it says again about uncircumcised lips. Moses said before the Lord, Behold, I am of uncircumcised lips. And we are going to tap that one more time in our study again. We already looked at it one time when it was in 6:12. It's kind of a interesting choice. So I think there's a mystery there. We're going to look into it again real quick just to see if we see anything else on that. He's already said it once. He's saying it again. I mean, how many times you need to say that you have uncircumcised lips? Okay. There's some meaning there for me. Okay, 6:25. Okay, it doesn't mention that again. Okay. But what we did do in the last chapter on 6, closing out of 6, it gave us the genealogies again of exactly who was coming out of Egypt. Everybody that came, it's not just the Israelites came out of Egypt. No, we know exactly who by tribe came out of Egypt. Yeah. And those tribes go back to Noah. Okay. Very important that we know this. This is not a folklore. This is not a mythology. This really happened. People actually came out of Egypt by tribe, by name, provable, traceable, down to Noah, stuff like that. Okay, just reminding you what we're doing here in 6. We have an exact family line genealogy of who came out of Egypt as we're about to come out. We're not coming out yet. We haven't come out yet, but we know exactly who's coming out to the name. Big ones, big facts. Okay, so all right. So number 2, thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shalt speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land. Hmm. Number 3. I mean, we've been going over this over and over again. There's something bigger here with this uncircumcised lips thing. Um, Take it or leave it, man. I know when I see something, there may be something there that's deeper. It means something to me. It's something almost like when the spirit comes on you, you kind of have a better understanding of things, and it kind of like it kind of like helps you understand the words better. I don't. That's kind of like what I'm saying. It might mean, but kind of like an awakened. You kind of like become awakened type thing. You just kind of like see things for what they are. That's what I think he may be talking about, but I'm not sure. So I mean, okay. Um, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, verse 3, and multiply my signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, verse 4, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And to me, this is almost an image of drama. You know, believe it or not, God, I think, loves a show. I mean, look at the cross. Look at that. That was terrible. He did that. He went to the cross, had made a big old scene. He's almost like a drama king. Forgive me, Lord. You don't want to be on the wrong end of this. God will make a scene in a heartbeat. And the more people know about it, the bigger it is, the more he loves it. Shame on me. Forgive me, Lord, if I'm wrong. But look at the cross. So when I think about that, it's almost like it almost makes sense why the world is headed in such a bad direction sometimes in so many areas. Because guess what? All that stuff's going to get seen about. It's going to be one big drama show. So I may be off key with that, but when we see this type of stuff, we want to get out of the way of that stuff because the, God loves making a scene. From what I've seen, we know He's a jealous God. We know stuff like that. He's already said that He's a jealous God. Um, we're gonna part Red Seas. We're gonna slap people on crosses. Um, we're gonna make donkeys talk. We're gonna do all kind of wild things. To me, that's a drama king. Um, dude, can y'all make better sense of that for me? God likes to put on a show, and He wants everybody to see it. I'm not saying He's wrong. I'm just saying He's God. Like that, you know. At the end of the day, who can judge Him? That's God. Because He's going to make as big a ruckus as He can coming out of Egypt. We're going to throw 10 plagues on you. Not one, not two, not three. We're going to throw 10 plagues on you. Then we're going to kill your firstborn. And then we're going to throw blood on doorposts. And we're going to do all kind of stuff to get you out of there. Why? Because we want to make ourselves known. Well, for one, we want y'all out of there. Number two, we want everybody to know that I'm real. Number three, that's just what I feel like doing. So when I see all that drama, it kind of makes sense in the world to say, okay, the world is kind of headed in a needing judgment position. So it kind of makes sense because God's leading up to some big stuff, you know, where everybody's got to be facing some stuff. So, and God is not on our time frame, so He can just let stuff build up, let stuff build up, let stuff build up. So I'm just throwing this out there about this drama king thing. And I don't mean that in a blasphemous way. I just mean that in a reality way that we need to understand that God is a dramatic God. And we should be trying to get out of the way of that, at the same time know he's got a purpose. Okay? So, Lord, forgive me if I'm blaspheming you. Um, I'm just trying to understand you for what you really are. Um, I mean, 10 plagues. We're coming out of Egypt with blood on doorposts. We're killing lambs. We're making feasts. We're slaughtering all kind of stuff in the wilderness, sprinkling blood on people, sprinkling. I mean, dude, it's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, a lot of stuff. Um, you know, oh, let's come down. Let's throw ourselves on a cross. I'm just trying to show you that there's a lot of action going on coming from him. So, mm-hmm. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that with the utmost reverence that, God is God. God can do that. God can 100% do that and not be wrong. It's impossible for God to be wrong. It's one of the things. It's impossible for God to be wrong. It's impossible for God to lie. Um, that is just basic rational reasoning. You don't necessarily have to like what God is doing. You don't necessarily have to like his rules. At the end of the day, it's for your best interest. Why? Because God is in charge. God makes the rules. And God loves you. Um, so at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone for a minute. Okay. At some point, we need to realize God is God. You by you not agreeing with what He's doing, is not benefiting you at all. That is not doing anything for you. You need to make a surrender, emotionally, intellectually. Make a surrender to God, and know that there's literally nothing you can do. Okay. There's probably some stuff in life that God is doing or has done that you don't agree with, that doesn't sit right with you, or stuff has gone on that you don't appreciate. It's not you feel like it's unfair, it's unjust. Guess what? There's no one above him to judge him. I'm sure there's a purpose going on. I'm sure God when God gets all done with everything here in the world, I can assure you it will be good. I can assure you. If he had to create these opportunities for a lot of stuff to go wrong, the opportunity had to be created for that to happen. To get the end result, a lot of bad stuff had to have the chance of happening. And it did. But guess what? When it's all said and done, it's going to be good. End of story. You got to look at the big picture. Okay. That much I can guarantee you. So that's the price of love That's the price of love and his ultimate creation, for lack of a better word. That's the price, that there had to be a chance of some bad stuff happening. That is the price of the gift that happens. Not the gift, but that's the price of what he gets, is to have all that chance of bad stuff happening. Did it necessarily have to happen? I don't know. Probably. Will the end result be bad? No. No, it won't. And I didn't want to get all philosophical this morning, but when you get a puppy from the store or from the kennel, guess what? That dog's gonna poop everywhere. It's gonna ruin couches. It's gonna poop on rugs, leave stains, all kinds of stuff. It's gonna destroy terrible things, nice things. But guess what? That's what you signed up for. That's what you're gonna get in order to have that dog that loves you, and enjoy that dog and his innocentness and all that. In order to enjoy that dog, you have to take a chance that stuff is gonna get messed up. That's just a little example of how things work. Okay. I'm trying to think of a better example. Because you can have a robot. They said when a kid is offered two things, a robotic puppy or a real puppy, they both look the same. One of them doesn't poop, um, and they both bark and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that dog has a choice to come nuzzle up to you and come sleep with you and stuff like that. That robotic puppy doesn't have a choice. It just goes, if you call it or whatever. That choice of that real puppy to come sit, puppy to come be with you and spend time with you and come see you and all that, that's real choice. So a little boy will always pick a real puppy, even though there's a lot of damage that comes with that. You got poop everywhere. You got, all kind of stuff. You don't have to feed the robotic puppy. Yeah. So I'm trying to show you the illustration of the price that comes along with real stuff. Okay. So, and we'll take real stuff over fake stuff any day because it's not the same. And that's the essence of life and love in creation, and why there's bad stuff in the world. That is your problem solved issue for you. It said in Romans, it said that 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 the creation was subjected to futility, in hope that it would. I don't remember the scripture, but what that means, he's being philosophical there. What he's saying is, and what came to my mind was, okay, when a chicken hatches an egg, we know it's supposed to hatch, and out comes this little cute bird, and it's so priceless and great, and little bird, and it can make food, and it can make eggs, it can make so many, and it can perpetuate and all this wonderful stuff, feed hundreds and turn into these colonies, but it can turn into this perfect cute little bird. But guess what? That egg can also die. So when I heard about that thing in Romans where Paul said that the creation was subjected to futility, and I look at the world and I see all the negative stuff, a lot of times I say, well, this is just a byproduct of what has to happen. This is a byproduct of the chance, because much like the egg when it hatches, it does not have to. It does not have to break. I mean, when the egg is laid, it does not have to break open and hatch an egg. Okay. So what do we do? Throw in the towel? Oh no, that egg hatched. God, you're cruel. You didn't let that bird hatch. But that's what we're saying to God when that's what we say to God in the world when we see negative stuff. We say, "Oh, well, God can't be real." Blah, blah, blah. Well, don't forget that egg also hatches sometimes. That's not the plan. The plan is for the egg to hatch and go on and become more chickens. But no, in the world, we want to look at that unhatched egg and say, "Oh God, you're cruel. You're pro-slavery. You don't want to make yourself known. You don't demonstrate yourself." No. Instead of focus on the situation, look at the bigger picture and understand that this has to happen. Much like when an egg hatches, it creates good things, cute things, wonderful things. Okay? Just basic reasoning, and I'm rambling now. I don't care because every now and then we have to get some refreshers. We don't just read our Bible here, especially when it's fresh in the morning and I'm not distracted by a bunch of BS. um. So when Paul said in Romans, he said that the creation was subjected to futility. And that the creation is groaning as the world is also supposed to hatch into the next level. You know, we're supposed to be hatching also. We don't have to go, you know, much like the egg that doesn't hatch. Much of the world's not going to hatch, but some of it will. And guess what? When it hatches, we're not all going to be standing around saying, "Oh, look at that, it didn't hatch." No, we're going to be enjoying our hatchness. We've hatched. God, this was God's plan. This was God's creation. We hatched. And what's next? Okay, so the world is going to go into a hatching. We're in a hatching state. God is putting His love on the world like an egg sitting on a hen sitting on an egg. He brought the Christ. He's nurturing. God is providing the necessary stuff for the creation not to be futile, although it was subjected to futility because that's part of the necessary part of His creation for it to reach that state. And when Paul says that again about subjecting the world to futility, the creation, and you can look at the egg example I gave you, and then look at the puppy example I gave you, how bad stuff comes along with good things, and how there's no guarantee the egg is going to hatch. But guess what? They do. Some eggs don't, some eggs do. It's not a failed mission. Okay? You can be a failed mission, but the creation is not going to fail. The creation is not going to fail. Okay? A lot of those eggs aren't going to hatch. Guess what? We're going to clean that up, get that out of here. A lot of eggs are going to hatch. Guess what? We're gonna feed people. We're gonna have chicken on the bone. We're gonna have cute little chickens. We're gonna have eggs, scrambled eggs, make cakes, and all kind of stuff. We're gonna do all kind of stuff with those eggs. We're gonna call USDA. We're gonna inspect this stuff. Everything's gonna be wonderful with these chickens. I used to work at a chicken plant. It's a great place, great atmosphere because we knew there was something great there. All of this fresh meat coming in, just fresh meat all the time. We knew, Yeah, the place I was on the cleaning side, and I'm getting off on a tangent now, but I don't care. It just had a great atmosphere because everybody knew there was so much value in this meat. People were never angry at work really because it was just a wonderful thing being around so much clean food that had so much potential to go feed people. So I'm just saying that when there's a lot of good potential there, people are good. People are okay. I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah, that's the way we need to feel around so much potential. We need to feel good around the potential of what God's doing here, has chosen to do. Um, so I need to share that because in situations like this with the Exodus, sometimes it can get kind of bogged down and stuff like that. We need to remind ourselves of the fundamental principles of creation and stuff like that. In reality, and how everything is not just people just go through their lives, they're eating stuff. You go to get a burger at McDonald's. Yeah, I got golden arches right here. See, stuff had to die for you to eat. People don't see the big picture that you don't care. Stuff has to happen for stuff to happen. Okay, now I'm just gonna leave that alone for right now. But you guys don't understand. Bad stuff has to happen just for you to eat. Yeah, I don't care if it's a plant. A plant has to die for you to eat. If you're a vegetarian, that plant didn't have to die. Plants don't have feelings now. Y'all are ridiculous. All right, I'm a little out there now. So anyway, here we go. I saw a thing when I was in jail because I listened to a lot of podcasts and stuff about science breakthroughs, and they were saying, "Look, we're starting a movement where we're not going to mow our lawns, let them grow up, so we'll have better ecosystems." I said, "Y'all have really lost it." I see what they're saying, but you're asking people not to mow their lawns and let it grow up so that you could have better ecosystems for like owls and stuff for better. I mean, that's just a little out there. I get what you're saying. We have HOAs, we have stuff like that, but that was literally what they suggested that they grow. Y'all let y'all's lawns grow up so that you can have better ecosystems, and that'll help do your part to help the world have a better ecosystem. It makes sense, but dude, that's just totally unrealistic. People are not gonna not mow their lawns, so they can cultivate a better ecosystem. Then all you see all day long is pest control trucks. We're gonna annihilate anything that moves around our house. But no, let's let our lawns grow up so that we have scurrying things everywhere. So I thought that was kind of funny when they said that. Dead serious. He said, "Yeah, I let my lawn grow up so that I have better ecosystem for the owls and stuff out there." I mean, he's right. It does, but people aren't going to do that. I want to see what's crawling around on my lawn. You're crazy. Um. All right. 7 is a long chapter. No, it's not. I mean, not really. Let's see. All right. Verse 5. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord when I stretch forth mine hand upon Egypt, and bring out the children of Israel from among them. There you have it. In Egypt, I told you about the drama king. Shanae ain't got nothing on this. I tell you right now, God will make a scene. Yep. LaQuisha, all of them. Y'all, boys. Whew, Jerry. Dude. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. I only say this to make God's realness known in what he'll do. Lord, forgive me if I'm taking your name in vain, or your realness, or your character. I'm just trying to demonstrate your realness. So Lord, forgive me, Jesus Christ. I'm not trying to take your name in vain. I'm trying to show the realness of you in a comparison. So I'm only demonstrating your realness, God. 6. You know, we're made in the image of God, and you know, people love attention. You know. I mean, God is no different, I guess. Social media, this channel is not really about me at all. This is about the Lord. So that's why we're doing this. But if we're made in the image of God, and you see people wanting attention and jealousy and stuff like that, God is no different. I mean, he's different, but not in much in a sense. You know, God wants attention too, and he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Trust me. Every knee will bow. Everybody will know that God is real. God is gonna get his full attention. Okay. So let's go on. We're not gonna finish this. Well, we might. I doubt it. 6. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them. So did they. 7. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old, when they spake unto Pharaoh, their brothers. Okay. And it's important to note that right now the Egyptian, he doesn't believe in the God. But guess what? When it's over with, he will. I'm pretty sure he's going to die. But everybody's going to know. But the sad part is, yeah, but everybody's going to know about God. Okay, you got 10 plagues. Okay. Yeah. It's wild. But the important point to realize is that they didn't believe it first. Then they will. Okay? When it's over. And that was what God said he was going to do. The Egyptians will know that I am the Lord. Okay. All right. All right. So he was 80 years old, and Aaron was 83 when they spoke unto Pharaoh. Okay. And the Lord, verse 8, spoke unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, 9. When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, it shall become a serpent. Ten, and Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. Okay. And Moses and Aaron, verse 10. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants. No. And it became a serpent. Okay. Then Pharaoh, verse 11, also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. 12. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. I don't remember that part. Okay. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. So this is important because he's showing signs, and he's winning in the battle so far. Yeah, they duplicated it, but his rod ate their rods. But guess what? God is still hardening his heart so that he can show more and more and more to make himself glorious. I mean, whatever the reason his reason is, he's doing that, and that's an image to me of the world today and how, yeah, we're gonna make this thing as big as we can. So, I mean, when you look at the cross and all that, no, not all that, just the cross, and you think about how that happened and everything, you couldn't have picked a more dramatic situation. So much like here, the Lord is building up these things so that it will be just the biggest story ever. He's hardening his heart. Oh, okay, you got that one. We won. You're not going to let us go? Okay, boom. At the same time, he's controlling Pharaoh. So God is playing both sides. God is like the chess player that plays both sides. Bad example, but okay. So God is hardening Pharaoh's heart. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff we don't know about God, but a lot of stuff we can see. There's a lot of stuff we do know about God. We know He came on the cross as Jesus Christ. We know He doesn't like sin. Not that He doesn't like sin. It's we know about sin. We know about righteousness. We know about Satan. We know about the book of life. We know about Adam. We know about Noah. We know about Exodus. We know about the Israelites. We know about Jewish people. We know about Islamic people. We know about stuff. We know that we're facing death. We know that we were born. We know that we're here. We know that we have choices. A lot of stuff we know. We know God is Jesus Christ. We know He has expectations. Okay? A lot of stuff we know. So don't sit here and tell me we don't. Where I was going with that, I forgot, but oh yeah, the cross. But you couldn't have picked a more significant thing. The cross happened in such a way, at such a place, and at such a time that it maximized exposure. It's no coincidence that everybody heard about the cross. It's no coincidence that it has so much meaning. It's no coincidence that the cross is what it is. And I give that example because right here, it's no coincidence that he's hardening Pharaoh's heart. He's doing all this stuff to make an effective, completed mission. Now that mission is can't be fully described because it's going into eternity. The mission is the Christ. The mission is making Himself known. The mission is all of this stuff, but it's not the end all mission. So God is always going to push for maximum effectiveness, and He did, and it worked. Okay, He did that with the cross. He did that in the Exodus. He did that. God is always going to maximize exposure and effectiveness. That's what God does. He's effective. So let's go on. Then Pharaoh, okay, 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refuseth to let the people go. 15. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning, lo, he goeth out unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river's bank against he come. And the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand, and thou shalt say unto him, The Lord God of the Hebrews hath sent me unto thee, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And, behold, hitherto thou wouldest not hear. Let's check up here on that. 6:16. Little obscure right there. 6:16 says, These are the names of the sons of Levi. No, 7:16. And you shall say to him, The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, sent me to you, saying, Let my people go, and that they may serve me in the wilderness. But so far you have not obeyed. Thus says the Lord, By this you shall know that I am the Lord. Behold, with this staff in my hand. Okay. This whole wilderness thing is kind of interesting. I just had an image or a concept that, kind of like when you have some wild woods, it's wilderness. There's no trails, there's nothing, but you want to have plans for that. You want to start cultivating that. You want to make a trail. You want to start building stuff. That, to me, that's almost an image of what our purpose is. Potentially could be that, God has these spaces, realms, dimensions, whatever it is God has, and that we could be of service to him there. So that I'm just throwing that out there. Some uncultivated areas that he has to work, he might want us to do. So I'm just throwing that out there. Not that he needs us, but he might choose to do it that way. God doesn't need anything. So let me check the mic like this when it's close. So, guys, we're on YouTube at Preach Facts. We're on TikTok at Preach Facts 7. I think we'll call it a day. Let's see. It's important to know that we'll never understand God's full purpose. And that's what makes God God. I say we'll never. We don't understand God's full purpose. And why we're here, all I can tell you is that it's good. And it's in your best interest to get on board. And that goes for me or anybody. You might say to yourself, well, why is he hardening Pharaoh's heart, dragging Pharaoh through this? Isn't that kind of unfair, like a puppet? Okay, you're telling Pharaoh to let us go, but at the same time, you're not letting him let us go. At some point, you have to say God has a purpose here. Pharaoh's just a puppet on a string. Oh God, well, you're telling me not to let you go. You're telling me to let you go, but at the same time, you're not letting me let you go. So at some point, you have to say, okay, well, wow, that's kind of powerful of God to do that. Yeah, that's what you should be saying, not saying why you're doing that. Saying, wow, you're doing that. That should be a sign of His power, not a sign to say bad things. And when I say that drama king stuff, I say that so that you'll realize that that's not something you want to be in the way of. That's not something you want to be in the way of, because it is coming. God is going to make Himself known, 100%. You don't want to be on the wrong receiving end of this. You want to be, if a bat is swinging around to strike a ball, you want to be holding that bat. You don't want to be the ball. Okay. But there's going to be a contact made. You can be holding the bat with your baseball gloves on, or you can be that ball about to get smacked into oblivion. Either way, there's going to be a contact made. So I'm just, we're done. We stopped at 7. We stopped at 7:17 or 16. So you have a good day. See you tomorrow.